When we traveled to Riverbend Maximum Security Institution in Tennessee, we encountered a young inmate who was also driven to kill. And his story was absolutely chilling.
I murdered a man in bush knife. I told him a hockey man, some brown overalls, some brown boots. He said I had bottle of anger. I was mad at my mom for all my life, the way she treated me. So I figured if I killed her sister. I didn't want to kill my mom. I figured if I killed her sister, it'd slowly kill her mentally and emotionally.
Luis Ramon was 15 years old at the time of the murder. When we met him 6 years later, he told our producer he relates with two notorious and fictional movie killers.
I believe I come a killer like Michael Myers on Halloween and Jason Voorhees on Friday the 13th. I was just fascinated with the way they were. I heard voices like Jason Voorhees, not like one of my characters. They told me how to kill people and when to do it. And the devil, yeah, I was possessed the devil for 6 years. They witnessed for 17. Yeah, I hear the demon lives outside my window right now. Jim, he lives outside my window. He's a demon. Most of the time he just sings to me or hums, and he aggravates me sometimes, and I can't sleep.
When our producer noticed his scarred arms, she learned that sometimes Ramon directs violence at himself as well. I cut my vein open about 3 times. Twice with a spoon and once with a razor blade. Just watch the blood come out. I do it sometimes just for the hell of it. They took 15 years to bottle of anger to do what I did on the street. If I let them keep bottles up again, I'm going to end up doing something like that again. He's not going to get that chance anytime soon. Ramon isn't eligible for parole until 2057. If I go back in time, I will go all that time with escape when I had the chance. Or at least took out at least 30 people before I got. I was having a little fun when I was out there. Our interview ended with Ramon's chilling outlook on his life. I figured that's why I was put on earth for, to be a serial killer. Like, that's my job. If I do get a chance to get out, maybe I was going to do that, but since I ain't got no chance to get now, I might as well just carry out my plan. To kill as many people I can before I die. I've been told I'm pretty hardcore. Next, on Lock Up Raw.
I start to turn off the camera slowly as I inch my way backwards out of the cell.
A lock-up producer has a close call with one of the most dangerous inmates in Kentucky.
I took a knife and I stabbed him with it 3 or 4 times, and then I butchered him with it.
At virtually every prison we've profiled, we've met inmates who have spent the majority of their lives behind bars and are never getting out. In many cases, these lifers committed their crimes as teenagers, and with each passing decade, have slowly adjusted to the strict rules and rigorous demands of prison life. Still, there are those inmates like Alex Bennett at the Kentucky State Penitentiary who don't always agree with or abide by the rules.
I'm a person that's been in the joint all of my life. I've been told I'm pretty hardcore. And I need a certain type of environment. Now, you got something you want to say to me now? We can get it on national TV here.
Everything about Alex's mannerisms, his appearance, and the words that he spoke said convict. Alex just embodied that.
Bennett was 54 years old when we met him and had spent 33 of those years behind bars for armed robbery, kidnapping, and murder.
The system today isn't like the system that I came into 36 years ago. The system today has the majority of their inmates programmed to do what they're told when they're told to do it. And so they get to the point where they expect that from everybody. Well, there's still a few old dogs around who like to do things their own way.
Bennett's way of doing things, however, has had horrifying results. After adapting to life in a single-person cell here,
he was transferred to a lower security prison in 1998. He had more privileges there, but also had to share a cell. That's when things began to go very wrong.
I'm not going to live with child molesters. I'm not going to live with punks. I'm not going to live with rats. I need my privacy, and that's the most important thing to me. And I was determined to get that, and I got it.
After his request to return to his single maximum security cell at Kentucky State was denied, Bennett took matters into his own hands, and at the expense of his new cellmate.
I took a knife and I stabbed him with it 3 or 4 times until he was dead. And then I butchered him with it. I cut him up into little pieces because and it's like I told the warden down there, you know, this is what I left you. You know, now you'll give me a transfer, or one of y'all will be next. And then I meant what I said. Well, I have a choice because I have nothing to lose. You see my point? I don't have nothing to lose. Usually I hang out right here. This is my spot. I used to stay over there, but the child killers took it over and they can have it. I don't argue with nobody about spots. I feel like the whole joint belongs to me since I killed to get here to get it. A whole lot of guys think that I'm a insane, psychopathic, murderer. It ain't about it.
But later, Bennett revealed that he did care what the lockup audience would think of him.
Deputy Warden Nancy Doom took me to meet Alex at his cell so I could get a few extra shots of him. He was taking this long pull off of a cigarette, and I could start to see the gears turning in Alex's mind a little bit. And he said to me, "Why do you need all this footage? I just don't get it. Why do you need all this footage about me?"
They're going to make a whole lot of sense to me. Just in here looking goofy.
He was upset, and it was like a switch. He went from being terribly cooperative to not being happy about this situation, and there was a really, really discernible shift in his demeanor.
You know what I think?
I'll just do you, whatever you want to do. I just wanted to get to some of you and yourself. No problem.
I'm thinking that y'all are going through all these different prisons, talking to all these people such as myself, people who's never getting out. This thing ain't recorded.
I start to turn off the camera, and I stand up, and I begin reasoning with Alex slowly as I inch my way backwards towards Nancy out of the cell. "Alex, it's important that we tell this story. We want to hear your voice." I don't know if I was getting through to Alex, but I do know that I was getting closer to the entrance of that cell. And we turned and we started walking down the cells here. We get to the entrance of the cell block, and Nancy is white. And she says to me, "I don't know if you realize how lucky you are right now."
Hale might have been lucky, and he made it out of Kentucky State knowing Alex Bennett never will. But Bennett has accepted that.
I never think about the outside world anymore. Never, ever. I don't dream about the outside world. I don't read about the outside. I'm 100% prison. I'm 100%. This is my life. Prison is my life. And this is all I got. And that's all I think about.